Now we're heading back into autumn, we might be expecting some cold weather. Even though September was just probably the hottest September in millions of years, and October has kind of started as if it's trying to be May or June. I mean, as I recorded this, the temperature today has been 18 degrees in Durham, but then it's forecast in the next couple of days to get down to 4 degrees C, and then in the next week to get down to 2 degrees C. This is not normal. This is very odd weather. But it is about to get cold again. And it'll be that time of year again where you get a video about heating from me, and it'll be time to put on your boiler in all its glory. So with gas costs still high and impact on our emissions more important than ever, how are we going to minimize the amount of gas that we use this winter whilst ensuring that you're as comfortable as possible? Well, I have one tip for you. Let's just start with a question. Let's ask, how hard does your boiler work? How hot does it get? We tend to set up boilers to provide heat so that we barely have to think about it, fit and forget, so that any time of the year, the boiler is hot enough to keep you warm. And that is great, but it does mean that we might be losing out on some efficiency. On the coldest day outside, we need more heat in our radiators than we do on a mild day in autumn. So maybe a boiler should work less hard in autumn than it does on the coldest day in winter. And how can we control that? Well, it means getting to know your boiler controls and changing the settings on what we call the flow temperature, or the water temperature in the radiators. And how do we do that? Well, it'll be different for every boiler. You may already have some controls that sort it out for you, but if you don't, the place to start is with a great website with some great resources called the Heating Hub. I'll put a link below, or you could just stop this video now and search the Heating Hub and the phrase lower your temperature on Google. You'll find it. Go for it. If you're still watching, then great. We're nearly there. The Heating Hub reckon that you could save 12% on heating costs, and even if you save 5%, that would be a meaningful change. They've got some resources to help you talk through how to change your boiler settings, whether you have a combi boiler or a boiler and a hot water tank. There are probably some changes that you could make. And before you get too worried, this will not make you colder. This is not turning your thermostat down, which would help reduce costs as well, but this will just make sure your boiler is working more efficiently. If the article on the Heating Hub is too long and a bit too technical for you, well, let's just start with a quick check of your radiators. When the heating is on, if you can't hold your hand comfortably on the radiator surface, your flow temperature is too hot. And it's probably too hot all year round. So go to your boiler right away. Find the knob with a radiator symbol on it and turn it anti-clockwise. Then 10 minutes later, see whether your radiators are still too hot. With the challenge being, how low can you go? And really, that's up to you. Try it and see. If you varied the temperature of your radiators slightly to match the weather, so it's warm outside, you can cool your radiators down, and then it's colder outside, you could warm them up a little bit, you're controlling your boiler with what we call weather compensation. And in doing so, you'll be well on the way to getting the most out of your boiler. So, Google a Heating Hub, check your flow temperature, get it down as low as possible, and you'll be maximizing the efficiency of your boiler and reducing costs this winter. And the bonus to all this is that you'll be well on the way on the journey of checking whether your house could have a heat pump. If you wanted to know more, if you wanted to do that check, have a look at this video that I did recently about exactly that.